Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Round 2 Total War with the Caesar in Gaul campaign, using the War of the Gods mod pack. And at this point, as spring has arrived, I've gone ahead and subscribed to, or added on to the mod pack, the slaughter one. Total slaughter, I can't remember what it's called. Something with slaughter. It's the one that made it so difficult for me to advance early game, so that's back on. And hopefully, before it really kicks in, I will have kicked the Averni out of France, and they will only hold their have their holdings left in Britannia. Anyways, last time around we fought and took this place, and then we defended it against the enemy's counterattack. Since then, I have pressed my attack against the enemy, and so the Legion, which is the 5th that took part in this battle, has marched on and is gonna take this village, and we're gonna get we're gonna get the timber from this region. I'm gonna go ahead and out-resolve quite a few here. So protective stance, most of my men survive that way. 85 compared to 77%. And we hope that no unit is destroyed, which is good. And so we occupy it, and the 2nd Legion gets some few points. Wait, not 2nd, the 5th, I mean. Why did I say the 2nd? I don't know. And then, hopefully, that will... well, it's kind of broken down, so it's won't be able to continue. And then we've got next fight over here, the 13th. They've crossed over the border and gone to take this village right here, which, I mean... the chance is about 1%, if even that. We're gonna go aggressive, because 97% of our unit will survive. And so the Averni is paying for the fact that they decided to break the peace treaty that I signed with them. So Mark Anthony has the newest kind of unit that I've procured, which is the very expensive but very good Mercenary Noble Horse. So these units, I think, 1-to-1 can actually take on the enemy Noble Horse, or the enemy horse units, which have been kind of a problem throughout. That I haven't had really any cavalry units to properly take care of them. And then we had the 13 over there, and now here we have the 7th, which is gonna lay siege to Cenabum. And we've got a similar situation here where they are so outnumbered that I can just run them over here as well. And I need to move quickly, I think, because I don't want to end up in the same kind of stalemate as before. And I really don't like the fact that we're fighting... I mean, I only have my one faction as it is against the enemies too. So now the easy part of this episode is done, where we out-resolved when we took 3 regions. Most importantly this one, because the enemy seems very reluctant to actually attack the walls of any town. So that will definitely play in our favor. Now we have beaten the little runt, the Averni, which doesn't really have that much to put up against us. Now, however, we have to go against the Nervi. Now, in the Nervi, I think the Averni have better troops, but the Nervi still has a strong force actually opposing us. And so we have this region ahead of us, where we've got 3 settlements, 2 of which are fortified, and one of which is a village. All 3 with full stack armies, so it's going to be difficult to attack. However, I have assembled with Caesar here, so we got 4 legions. The thing is, the 9th has just arrived, so I mean, in an optimal scenario, what I would have done, and I would have sent 3 to actually siege each one of these. And then I'd probably take Caesar to add on to one of the sieges, and then taken it out, and then we would have gone through and done that for all 3, hoping, of course. My spies haven't really discovered the land beyond, so it could be that they definitely have reinforcements out here somewhere. So we're gonna keep that in mind. With this also, I also have the 6th moving up to this location to add on to this, because here is where we're gonna really strike at the Nervi, here at the corner, to take out as much as possible and continue on. And with this, I'm hoping that they're gonna realize that the main attack is gonna come here, so they're gonna push most of their men towards this region, or the AI is gonna do that. And that's gonna hopefully allow me to actually get the 1st Legion out on the field of battle again. The 1st Legion is at this point my most experienced. The General is a 10-star. The Legion itself is, I think, at this point level 3, almost level 4. And every single unit within the Legion is rank 9. So every single one of them is as good as it gets. The only thing I guess I could have done is, which I've been thinking about, as we might lose some legions in the coming, just because of upping the difficulty like this, is I'm raising most of my legions in this region. And what I could do is I could redo this area to more focus on building troops. And what I'm thinking there is building details. Let's see, is there any way I can build? They're camps. We can see them. The enemy builds them often. I have not, as of yet, not built them. And these, like combat post, or veterinary, or target stand, which increase. In this case, it increases. The important part here is all units recruited gains a bonus of 5%. I think in the 1st incarnation, or maybe it is the highest. In the highest, it's a 3% bonus. So, for instance, if I build up a legion area where we have melee attack, it's not that important. Melee defense, all of these are actually important. But if I build a region where we've got all of these, where I get the new legions, then we will maximize the potential of the legionnaires being recruited. So if you imagine these guys would have gotten an extra 10% in their melee attack, so that would be, instead of 113, it would be 123 roughly. And since we already kind of outskill the enemy in most cases in our melee attacks, like the thing is we're more skilled than the enemy. But the reason why we get cut down oftentimes is because they have twice as much damage when they actually hit. Right, so I have 3 legions, and so what we're gonna do is, the thing is, I don't know if I want to risk any legions at this point, because if we get cut down, it could quickly turn into us going backpedaling again. So we're not gonna. What I could have done is I could have moved forward with these 3, which I think reach. Every single one reaches one of the settlements. So siege all 3, and then end turn and wait for the 9th to come in and aid one of them. And just hoping then that the enemy does not pile on. The thing is, I guess I could either one could retreat from this area, but I think it's a little bit too dangerous. I wonder here if the Averni would come to the aid of the Nervi. So I think we'd do just half of the plan. So we're gonna take the 11th, and the 11th is going to siege the minor settlement over here. And then we're gonna bring Caesar, and I can't remember which the other one is. Oh, this one, it actually outnumbers us to such a degree that it does not expect us to win here at all.
Disengage!
So that is definitely not good. Right, we'll have to just focus in on Elysia then, and splitting the enemy in two here at the front. And even with 2 legions, it just gives me 50% chance. And then we're gonna bring up the 8th as well. Then. And I think that's gonna be the battle. And then it's gonna be exciting to see what the enemy does afterwards when we end turn. Because there could be, I'm pretty sure there is quite a few armies out here. Maybe I should start moving the first. The thing is, the first moving this way would be isolated without any aid of any other legions. But it could be good possibly to move them up so that they're ready to either fall back or move forward in case. The thing is, the region is like so pillaged that it doesn't make any money. Oh, is it because I exempted it from tax? No, we tax the province. It's just that it makes no money for some reason. I don't know why. We might as well not tax it, because we don't get anything. Oh, look at that corruption. Is that... Wait. Oh, yes. Ah, that's why. I wasn't taxing it. I'm stupid.
Commander.
I'm sorry about that. We're gonna move forward the first into the forest. Might get ambushed here. We're gonna move it forward, and then what we might do is set up camp and just wait to see. And we're gonna move full range and wait to see how it goes over here. But anyways, Caesar laying siege to Elysium, and yeah, he's got 3 legions at his disposal. So I mean, it's gonna be a hard fight, but I think we're gonna win. So with that, oh damn, that's a lot of archers. That's gonna cause quite a problem for us. With that said, we're gonna have a siege at our hands. So yeah, onwards to the walls, my friends. And now I'm ready to attack. So as you guys also have pointed out, that it's probably best for me to weaken the defense, shoot hole in the walls and stuff like that before, because otherwise the siege videos becomes quite long. So at this point I have opened up breaches at 3 locations to open up for the 3 legions. I've sent away all my cavalry. We've got... This is the 5th legion, but that's because I messed up with the 8th legion. And the fact that you cannot recruit the 5th once you recruit or build the highest barracks for some reason. So I figured out a pretty nifty thing, and that is that my mercenary Gaulic hunters can, from a concealed position, get really close to the enemy's walls and fire arrows without being detected or losing their concealment, which meant that I have been able to use that to sneak up close and set fire to all the towers at the front line and all the ballistas, even though they don't use them. But not only that, since I managed to get so close, I've also been able to massacre quite a few units, as we can see here. So I've been able to slowly whittle away and use all my arrows to its fullest potential on all the areas. And let's go over. So for some reason, I think it's probably because both the reinforcing legions came through here, that the enemy has actually moved most of its units over to defend this smaller area and kind of completely evacuated this area. And given that I had 3 archers here, I've been able to utterly devastate the few units they left. And not only that, they left the really light armored units. So Caesar's 10th will be able to go through this like butter. They have left this area unguarded, but then again they maybe didn't think I was gonna sneak around with my archers and just burn through everything. So the 8th Legion is unopposed to go through right here, go all the way to their general. And yeah, but the thing is, I think we're gonna start by attacking here, because we're gonna have to lock the enemy in. So we're gonna bring up, let's see, where are they? Right. So it's the entire 11th Legion. We're gonna bring them all up through here. We're gonna throw a massive amount of spears over the wall before we even try to get inside. I'm gonna move the legate over here, and once that's done, or at the same time I should say, we should start off having the 10th advancing, getting into the walls, but also preparing the breaches. Now I would have burnt the gate here as well, so I would be able to get in. The thing is though, the AI is always does this, that they keep the gate open, so I couldn't actually burn it, which is a bit of a... yeah, it's not nice. Anyways, we've got the 11th now moving forward. We're gonna throw so many Pila over this wall here. I specifically targeted on the other side their archer units, not only because they're really poorly armored, just because I know they're gonna inflict a lot of damage on me if they're able to... oh, you throw at these guys? Well, we have a few flying through, hitting the enemy over there. Some of the enemy units are even piling out of the fort, which is wonderful because they run straight into bloody a hailstorm of Pilas. I guess the problem here is the fact that we kind of wasted the Pila on some shit units. Okay, so they evacuated this area to let us in. And they actually let us in here as well. I think we can move up the legate. With that. They're all like, oh shit, I left the stove on, or... because they're all charging back. Realizing the 10th has like nothing standing against it. And then on the same side here we've got 8th, and the 8th is gonna just charge straight through, go for the center. So now they're evacuating this point absurdum, actually, where they went from actually having... oh, there's so many units moving around at this point that it's kind of lagging. It's actually lagging quite a lot. Well, it kind of freezes because there's so many men involved in this. So they completely just almost abandon this area. And then rushes back to try and save what's over here. It's not that nice that it's... I think this is part of why it's lagging.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Because I made a huge blob there. We can stop there, because there's no point in like charging in. Oh, it's all their bloody Nervite champions. Do not throw. We're gonna wait for the Nervite champions to come here. You can go into defensive testudo until that happens. Same with these guys. I think we're gonna hold as much as possible and wait for the bloody champions.
Has used all its ammunition.
And just pile on here. Get through. And the legate to follow. So I stopped here in the water for a bit too long, which we can see a few casualties here, which wasn't very nice. Oh, these guys are running away, kinda allowing me to corner what's left here. Okay, so they're closing in here. I've moved into defensive testudo. Where are they sending all their...
We have captured the gate.
Ooh, they almost set this on fire. But now the 10th is moving in. And is slaughtering the few weak units that are left here.
At your service. At speed.
Okay, the 8th or the 5th as it is.
Our general has fallen.
Wait. General? What? How? Bloody archers, I guess. Polo. God damn it, I knew it was a bad idea to bring him in. Still I did it. Piece of shit barbarians. Right. We know that everyone's... why do I even bring him out? I can use him now. Completely, to full extent.
Romans, ready for duty. Ready yourself. Your orders. At speed. Draw weapons. Your orders.
And... gonna be careful that we don't lose any more legates.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Right, where do all the swordmen go? Oh, they're all kind of piling on here against this one unit over there. Right, why are we waiting here now? Just throw at everyone to break whatever is there. What are you doing all the way up here?
One of our units has used
You
all
can
its
capture that
ammunition.
tower. Right, we just ran through this crap. Now we're gonna go through here. Counter cavalry tactics. Legate's bodyguard can ride these guys down. I'll have to appoint... This is actually something I thought about as I was increasing the difficulty, that we were probably gonna lose some legates and possibly even some legions. So that's why I had the plans to kind of improve the recruitment of the legions. But also, I had the plan of preemptively recruiting, as it is, politicians to act as reserve
Our hidden units have been discovered.
generals. This area right here needs aid, because we've got tough units fighting here. So we're gonna send all of the 10th, well, not all of it, but all the units there is gonna go over there. Oh yeah, yeah, the best idea is to go in through there, you bloody morons. Their pathfinding is wonderful, isn't it? Have you taken that? No, you haven't. I want you guys to bloody well force your way through this. Because I'm gonna need you. One of these have their spears left. A legate can get rid of the archers. I want this unit gone and this cavalry unit gone, so that we can pile onto these and kind of save this one, which is this entangled group of Roman troops. Guys, we need to save them. So I want some, so we can kind of try to get out of there. And the 10th is coming in, and hopefully, oh, you know what? Just push through, see if anyone sticks.
The men are wavering.
10th, I think it's that really small unit. Oh, they're down to 13 now. I lost them, so I think they left. We have one that's down to 70. Yeah, you guys definitely need to pile on from the back here.
An entire unit has perished.
Well, unfortunately, we lost an entire unit. Ooh, what's this? Raiding horsemen. Riding around, most likely going for my legate. I should have held the inspire so I could inspire the legate instead. Most of the 10th here is being held up by that idiot. But I'm gonna get 2 that's gonna be able to go through. These 2, stop that one. You get that bloody archer. And let's see if you can pile on there. You can charge this one down. Some of these still have pillar, so it would be nicer to turn up here and throw at them. The legate is doing pretty well here, actually. I say, and then we hear, "General has fallen!" Lose another legate. Right, you're about to attack the enemy from the back. What are you doing? So that is the first cohort of the first cohort of the first. The first of the first of the first is turning up to fight. Everyone pile on from all sides. And then the first coming in from there. Right, so we might have lost a few men. Like chasing around that one archer unit from all over the place. Did we take this? No, we haven't. It's been firing upon us throughout. Caesar's out there chilling with the archers, but now it's definitely turning around. We can see victory. The legate over here has sent those skirmishers away, and now I'm piling everything onto the enemy over here, and they're slowly kind of retreating out. Yeah, they're all kind of going now. We've got one enemy unit stuck there, still fighting. See if we can get some pretty cool kill moves here at the end, as I bet they're about to retreat. And there we go. Close victory, but victory nonetheless. A bit poor management possibly when charging in, but then again it's always really hard to control a 40 stack. And also early on there I had those lags. Not too good that we lost that one legate Polo, or Polo, Thing is though, he's probably in command of one of the new legions, so it wasn't that bad, but still bad to lose one. So yeah, let's go back to the campaign map, and I think we'll end turn just to find out if the enemy is going to counterattack or what's going to happen. A noble death. Apollo, legate and one of Caesar's generals, fell in battle. And yes, honorable death. But Alesia has fallen and took the bloody settlement. So we lost 2,000 men out of 8,000 men army, which is obviously not great, but if we look at the enemy kills, we can see that 500 of our losses was due to, actually more, 500, 600 in fact were due to city defenses. And even though I took great care to tear down so many archer towers, we still lost quite a few. I think it was because even though we burnt the gate, it looked as though it actually still poured oil down upon us, so that probably took quite a lot. But it's definitely a great plan to use your archers, sneak up and set fire to all the enemy towers. And I mean, we lost one cohort as well, but it's out of the 8th, and it's one of those 5th, so it doesn't actually matter that much, because those are supposed to be replaced to 8th, so they're all 8th Legion. Maybe we should go ahead and make an example. We actually have I think we have a quest to make an example out of some settlement. So I guess we'll hold off on that. Plus it's a lot easier to hold the place. So who do we have? This guy is actually one of the politicians that we've had kind of in the back. Question is if I've built him towards being a commander or if it's more building a province. Plus tax rate in local... Yeah, it seems like I've built him more against that, so it might be better to take one of the new ones. Cultural and inspire and holdout time is actually pretty good, so I think we take that guy. So, Sparius, Volganius, Possumus, I don't know what that... But he's gonna take over. Gonna go ahead and put these two close together and make camp. And yes, I'm gonna go over and change around all the buildings, then we're gonna end turn just to see what happens. Or maybe I shouldn't actually, because this episode is probably taking quite a while as it is. So we'll leave that for next one. So I'll leave you here. As I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.